As you can tell by my gloves, it's pretty cold here in Korea, so I'll give you a very quick rundown on how the Santa Fe looks. It's quite slab-sided, in fact, but it's quite large. It has an imposing presence, big 21-inch wheels, but I really don't like the back of the Santa Fe that much. I think the design is a bit off and could have been better. Overall, though, it's a 3-row SUV, has lots of space, and looks quite aggressive on the road. With this, I don't know. It looks more van-like, so it could be better. But yeah, that's what we are doing today here in Seoul, cold Seoul, driving the Santa Fe. So driving around in Korea is obviously very different to how we drive in India. There are speed cameras everywhere, rules are strictly enforced, and fines are pretty stiff. Of course, the car also picks up the speed limit from the road signs, and if you're going above the speed limit, will start warning you to slow down. How does the Santa Fe drive? Well, we've been following the rules, but we've been on some high-speed highways too. It's powered by a 2.5-liter turbo petrol engine. It's pretty gutsy and actually picks up pace rather quickly. The steering also has a decent amount of feel, and while we've driven around on mountain roads, suspension has been quite good. Despite the large 21-inch wheels, the ride quality is good, but that's also due to the fact that Korean roads are in excellent shape. It's really cold, like I told you earlier, so the seat warming and the steering warming really helps you while you're driving. The navigation is excellent, and you get this big screen. You get these big plush seats, huge cup holders, because obviously the natural target market of the Santa Fe is the American market, so your extra large drinks will fit here absolutely fine. It's also got 3 rows of seating, is quite practical, but it just might be a bit too large for the Indian market. Also, spoiler alert, there are no plans for Hyundai to be getting the Santa Fe for the Indian market. See, the navigation even tells you that be careful and don't take the wrong road. So obviously, very advanced system. As I was saying earlier, Hyundai doesn't have a plan to get the Santa Fe to India. They've just got us to experience it. And while I am excited and having quite good fun driving the Santa Fe, what I'm going to drive next is even more exciting. I'm driving the Ioniq 5N model, which has been given many touches to make it an enthusiast favorite. So stay tuned for that, because I'm sure you're going to love the experience that we're going to have with the Ioniq 5N. So we are driving the Ioniq 5N. Now, when we look at the exterior, I would love to show you the exterior right now, but it's snowing and it's freezing cold, so I'm going to give you an overall view of the car from inside the car. So in the exterior, you get a lot of changes. I think the Ioniq 5 by itself is a gorgeous looking car, and the Ioniq 5N looks even better. It gets aerodynamic upgrades, big bumper, very nice looking 21-inch wheels. All over the car, you get orange detailing. That's orange and blue are the end colors that really work. You also get a big spoiler. You get aerodynamic inserts in both the front bumper and rear bumper that actually work, that actually are designed to do specific jobs. So all of that, and I think it makes an already good looking car even more special. The interior too, I remember when I did the Ioniq 5 review, I was very worried about the white interior and how dirty it'll get. Well, in this case, there's no problem. It's an all black interior with blue detailing. You get this special steering wheel with the N buttons, an NGB mode which gives you a boost. You also get drive modes here. Alcantara all over. I think it looks stunning. I've always been a fan of black interiors, but it's not just visually that the N is superior. The N gets all-wheel drive, so dual motors front and rear. You also get an 84 kilowatt hour battery pack. At the same time, power is 650 PS, 640 odd horsepower. That's a lot of power. 740 Nm of torque. 0 to 100 comes up in just 3.3 seconds. 260 kilometers top speed. But most importantly, it's been given this special mode that I'm driving in, which sort of mimics how you would drive a 2-liter turbo car with an 8-speed automatic. It even bounces off the red line, and the driving experience is simply stunning. The suspension is obviously stiffer, the car's lower, high performance tires, the steering rack is faster, the steering is very direct, it gets a lot of feel, and it just feels absolutely brilliant to drive. Because yes, okay, the fake soundtrack is a bit annoying, but you get pops and bangs, it sounds nice, and you get that exact replica of an enthusiastic car that you would drive, that would engage you into driving. And that is something that's been replicated with the Ioniq 5. And this is probably, when you first drive EVs, you get the thrill of the instant acceleration, the push you back in the seat feel. But after a while, it becomes a very synthetic experience. The electric EVs don't really engage you into driving. The Ioniq 5N really changes that. It's almost like driving a rally car, a car that's very powerful and just simply stuns you. We are not sure if this is going to make it to India. Unlikely, maybe a few units, we don't know for now. But if you want to redefine your experience of how driving is, how to drive an enthusiastic car, especially an EV, the Ioniq 5N sets a great benchmark. And I'm saying it's like I said earlier, it's probably the most fun EV I've ever driven. It's the most engaging. And that, okay, some might think these are all mimics, they won't work. But I'm telling you, real world driving experience, the Ioniq 5N and the changes that Hyundai's engineers have made to it really, really work for it. And if you ever get a chance to drive one, do not skip on the opportunity. Where else will you get this?